Just when you thought the rise of AI, which I'm referring to as the Great Sloppening henceforth, couldn't get any worse, well, here I am like a misguided cat bringing in a big old rat corpse to curry your favor. Or share in my misery. It's definitely the latter example in this case. In the midst of Gen AI being used to resurrect dead actors in video games, replace concept artists on movie production, and also artists in a great many different creative mediums, including video games and so much other stuff. God, it's bad out there, folks. Now we have actual actors, people who are meant to be the creators themselves, also advocating for an actual AI resurrection of a beloved actor. Oh, and it might just be because of nostalgia. Good, great. Yep, it's as bad as you think it is. I'm Ewan, you're watching What Culture, and it's time to delve into one of the most downright stupid and insensitive AI schemes we've come across yet, all involving Robin Williams. There is no shame, it's just dead. So too is embarrassment, clearly. It's the only thing I can think of that explains why someone said with their whole mouth, I would like to bring Robin Williams back as an AI voice. It's the only thing that explains it. Actor Matthew Lawrence is the man with a plan who starred alongside Robin Williams in 1993 classic Mrs. Doubtfire, directed by Chris Columbus. He's also done a few other projects of note, including Boy Meets World, and he was also in the English dub of Kiki's Delivery Service. So thank you for tainting that as well, Mr. Lawrence. As reported by Deadline, while speaking to Entertainment Weekly over San Diego Comic-Con, Lawrence said that he would, quote, love to bring back Williams, who of course died in tragic circumstances over a decade ago, back as artificial intelligence. The actor, who clearly moonlights as a hole digger in his spare time, went on to say that, quote, I would love now, obviously with the respect and with the okay from his family, but I would love to do something really special with his voice because I know for a generation that voice is just so iconic. It's not just the fact that I knew him and worked with him and so it's in my head, it's in everybody's head. And it would be so cool. It would be so cool. And because he isn't done pelting all of our corpses with bullets from his Tommy gun of terrible ideas, Lawrence went on to say that he got the idea from an old commercial starring Williams where he did a computerized voice. Quote, it's kinda like this very contemporary, modern, almost sort of foreshadowing of what's going on in that commercial that he did, where he did this computerized voiceover. And it always stuck with me. And then, during his passing, with the AI coming out, I'm like, man, he's gotta be the voice of AI. He's gotta be the voice in something. So yeah, I would love to do that. I think at this point I just genuinely cannot wrap my head around this whole pro-AI train of thought. Like, genuinely, I understand that part of this is very clearly embarrassing millennial nostalgia rot, but on the other end, like, on a pure human decency level, and to his credit, he did say that he'd only do it with the consent of Williams' family, why even put this out there in the open? It's just really disrespectful and weird and kind of just forgets the human element of all of this. It's like you're taking possession over someone's likeness and identity because it's a comfort for you rather than just, you know, being respectful and paying tribute to a beloved actor in the myriad different ways you could actually do that. It's just weird and gross and totally intrusive in the way that most artificial intelligence related to the creative industries actually is. And yeah, I don't get it. I really hate that in the whole move to invest in AI, rather than, you know, getting it to do important, cool stuff that it could do in like healthcare or finance or God knows what else but like, let's put it in the realm of human existence. Let's chip away at what makes us so special and what makes art so special and now also the legacy of the artists that have contributed to such seminal pieces of popular culture and left a positive impact in their own way, like Robin Williams did. It all feels just incredibly depressing, particularly after all the recent Fortnite AI Darth Vader stuff. And I know people will point out and say, well, hang on a minute, James Earl Jones and his estate consented to Disney using his voice in an AI capacity, but even so, it's not great. Like, historically, estates haven't always acted in the best interests of the artists that they're profiting from. And on top of that, why are we taking money away from hard-working voice actors, many of whom have been, voicing Darth Vader and various other Star Wars spin-off projects for years now? It's just really weird, and I cannot believe that Disney, or Epic Games for that matter, are that strapped for cash that they couldn't fork out the money to have someone actually voice Darth Vader properly, because that would be an actual fitting tribute to that character and James Earl Jones' performance. It's just incredibly icky. Benjamin Byron Davis, who you folks might be familiar with as the voice of Dutch in Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, had something really cool to say about this the other week. He was saying that he doesn't really care for those AI voice covers of Dutch where they get Dutch to sing songs, and was like, I'd much rather that people did their own impression, because that in itself takes hard work and skill to actually get right and is a bigger compliment, rather than just putting his voice through an AI model that he didn't consent to and just reaping the clout benefits from it. I can't remember who he was talking to when he did that interview, but hopefully I will find it in between this and it going to an editor, and I'll have the link in the description or somewhere here. And yeah, the ultimate end goal with all of this AI stuff is very despair-inducing when you dwell on it and all the myriad facets and all the different ways it's kind of worming its way into Hollywood especially. But it makes me sad, particularly in this instance, not just because it's Robin Williams and he is such a beloved figure who brought a lot of joy to so many different people. It's the fact that it's coming from within the house. Like, the call is coming from inside the house. We've got an actor here who, doesn't have the most storied career, but has been around and been in a lot of stuff ever since, the 1990s. And he is advocating for the digital resurrection of someone he worked alongside. And that just crosses an extra line of ick to me. Even if it doesn't happen, the fact that shame has vacated space enough for this to be a public conversation, it's baffling. And to go full catastrophizing brain here for a second, we already know that the Hollywood studios are less enthused about the idea of doing something new in terms of IP and, committing to franchises rather than building on unique, new, novel concepts. What if that also one day extends to actors and we go from being able to seek out new and exciting talent and stars, and instead they just go, let's just plug in, Tom Cruise from 40 years ago into our next movie. I don't think the movie lord himself would allow that, but you just know that there's some Hollywood executive out there who's like, hey, that would be great, unironically. And that's not good. I genuinely hate the state of everything right now. It's not fun. I know people will say that, we had Humphrey Bogart in Last Action Hero, but that was all archival footage. It's fine, that's chill. When it comes to actually taking an actor's likeness and voice and putting them in something else, even those really awful energy adverts that star Albert Einstein, which we get in the UK, they're awful to me. They're deeply repugnant. Why? This can't keep going on. And yeah, that was the video. I'm sorry if it was a bit of a grim one this time, but even in and amongst the never-ending stream of terrifying AI headlines, this one really needled me, and I thought it was worth talking about. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. How do you feel about this? Are you also equally mortified and embarrassed? Yeah, that's kind of what I want to know. Are you just as horrified by this situation as I am? And yeah, don't leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. I've been Ewan, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Just hopefully not as an AI creation, because that would be hell. Bye.